finished working 16 hours. I am dead ass tired. So I will probably only game like an hour and a half or 2 hours, and then I'm going to have to go to bed. I don't think I can stay out for longer.
Unacceptable.
How terrible. The whole gaming experience has just been ruined.
I've been looking forward to this shit all week, too. What sucks?
Well, I texted Brad but got no reply. Like I said, there's no telling where Brad is.
I thought Brad said that he had to go pick Nikki up.
That was last week.
Oh, that was last week? Oh.
Because he was in the car last week driving around while we were playing. But who knows? At least he tries. God knows I nagged him for months to play, and he finally did. So.
Nah, it seems like he's got a lot of iron in the fire in his house and a lot of demand.
Yeah, he's got a unusual schedule. I didn't say sexual.
I guess he works nights.
I don't know where he works or what he does. I don't have any idea. I've never asked him. So, I figured if he wanted to tell me, he'd tell me. I try not to probe too deeply into people's private lives.
Guess we'll get this show on the road.
Alright, let me see if it's gonna work. So,
I see what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying.
yeah, so I'm gonna hang up and I'll try to see if my computer's gonna log on.
Okay. Did you guys get the sheets I just emailed?
Hell, I have that. Looked at my emails.
Let me look. I don't get announcements, so.
Okay, so you probably haven't looked or noticed. But yes, Mr.
I'm looking
Cigar
now.
Box and Dr. Jess should both have emails from me. And Tamark should have an email from me at Wildcard with updated sheets. There wasn't much going on as far as what you may have gotten. So it wasn't that big a deal, but for you, Shadrach, you've reached a milestone. You've reached a high enough level to where you only get 2 hit points from here on out.
I saw that. I was like, I got 2 hit points.
So,
hey man,
that's a thing in earlier editions. It's not like later ones where you just keep getting bunches and bunches.
got game. Ooh, I can cast 2 bit level. Woo-haw. Otherwise, looks pretty good. My saving throw looked good. My THAC0 went up. Or down, whatever you want to call it.
Hopefully it went down, yeah.
It went up.
My THAC0 improved. There, I'll be a little more specific.
Quick, you confusing the timing things.
I was going to ask when we were going to level up, and you beat me to it. So, hot damn. I mean, I know it's not. We don't level up as quickly now. The higher level we go, so.
You all kind of level up. You pretty much level up whenever I want you to, so.
I mean, I get that, but still, I understand that. I mean, I wasn't like going to say, when the hell do we level up? You're the one keeping track, so.
Yeah, I remember when all this was done with pen and paper, and you had to keep track, and now I can.
You know, you tell us how many experience points. I remember doing that and handing out experience to people, calculating it based on, because there was a point where we stopped giving experience for gold pieces because it really didn't make sense. It's like you don't get experience for money. That's not how it works. So if you go around picking up pennies and quarters on the sidewalk, you get experience points. Like, no, that's not how it works.
Well, you got to remember, D&D is like anything else. It has to start somewhere, and then as it goes along, it gets slowly morphs into a better version. Occasionally, it might make a misstep, like certain technologies that have to roll back updates. But then, as time goes on, those kinks get worked out, and now to most younger people, 5th edition is something that they can play because the harshness and the attention to math isn't as bad. I think the biggest thing that 5th edition definitely had to offer, though, was making it to where you didn't die as much. Because as soon as they added Healing Word, it became very difficult to die. And I can understand that. If you want to grow your audience or your customer base, you have to appeal to more people. So
yeah,
it's just
so much for the good old days when games would kill you in the first level.
I mean, obviously you could, as the original creator said, customize the game. I mean, he actually said that you should take these rules and make them your own, and that's.
Oh, I agree.
That's like, so anyone that wants to make a house rule or change something, I'm all for. It doesn't mean I have to like it, but it's okay.
A lot of people that I talk to about the game online are like, they act like they have no control over what's happening in the game. It's like you have total control. It's not, I'm a DM and my players do this and that, and it's like, well, don't let them do it.
Well,
What?
It
It's
takes
not like you can't control the game.
it takes a long while to get good at being able to accommodate what your players want versus giving them everything for free. That's the constant adjustments that you have to make, because if it's too easy, then there isn't really a sense of a thrilling edge to it.
Yeah, there's no challenge.
But then again, if they're constantly dying, then that can be depressing as well. And who wants to constantly fail whenever their favorite cartoon characters succeeded every half hour? So
I play with a group of people that would get mad because they would try to role monger, and they would try to put together these kits that would basically make them invincible in their minds, and then I would just do shit that would totally fuck them up, and because they were ruining the game for everybody else. It's like, you come to the game to have fun, not to play an invincible creature. Yeah, I'm going to take 4 different fucking kits and put them together. And, that was in 3.5 that they would do that.
That's what they
shit.
call min-maxing.
Oh, no, this was way worse than that.
Min-maxing is pretty bad.
Clark, did you get your Pikel's updated sheet?
I'm trying to log into my email.
I'll send it again right now.
My phone's what I usually use. I do it on my computer.
Just as long as it's the same email, that's all that matters.
Ooh, look at them spells. Yahoo!
I usually do it beforehand and print it out.
Oh, my innards.
Oh man, I got me some spells finally.
I crappie yesterday. Or I must have 4 big ones. Oh, yeah.
If you like fishing, that sounds like fun.
Go lubricate your blowgun, boy. Don't make me get the claws out again.
What was that?
Oh, look at
Don't make me
that.
get the...
Old Tamark feels the touch of some type of force in the universe that
It's called indigestion.
I can't wait to see him do something with that.
Alright, finally got it.
You got it? Okay. I sent that one from my Yahoo address, the other one from Gmail. It's weird.
Did you send the Haber?
Yeah, I would say some of these spells will be familiar to some of you based on the spheres that are available. But that makes sense.
Which one did you send that one to, the sheet to?
Mr. Cigar Box.
Alright, logged in the wrong one.
You cast it levels now, Clark?
Huh?
Can you cast it level now?
I don't know. I logged in the wrong account. Go ahead and start.
Come on, Clark. Push the button that says email.
I usually do everything up here, so.
I'm kidding. What level are you, Clark?
Are you thinking there, Cap? And I'll get with you.
Although, Pikel, you do have a weapon slot available. So you might want to give that some thought.
Does Shad ever get another weapon slot? Not that I need it, but just curious.
Can a dwarf specialize? Or a cleric specialize at all?
A cleric cannot specialize, no.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get a weapon or non-weapon proficiency or something this.
Well, I'll have to check that out again, I guess. But let's see.
I don't care about a weapon proficiency. I don't need it. I've got the weapons I need.
Well, I've been studying to pick up a stab weapon proficiency, so I had something blunt to work on.
Yeah, I mean, now,
Others.
you are a fighter type, so that's in your interest to do so. Me, I can make my weapons out of my body, so I don't really need anything. And I can throw a spear, and I can use a scimitar, ooh, and a staff and a sling. I don't think I've ever used a sling. I don't think I've ever used a staff. I think I might have used a spear once, and I've used a scimitar a couple times. Other than that, I just cast spells.
Oh, listen.
Well, I mean, the lion's claws and the bull's horns and stuff like that, I don't really need.
All right, I guess we'll get her going here. Okie dokie. I think this is episode 76. I sent Bart a text saying, hey, wake up. So who knows?
Yeah, I sent him a "Are you alive?" text. So you can always actually call him on the thing, and that might wake him up.
What are you talking about, Colin? That's so last century. But
What do? You telepathy?
no, I just kind of figure if you really want to play, you'll show up.
Remember, neck deep in a swamp and with a gorilla in mental combat.
This is episode 76. And last game, the group hit the ground running with a fight with the giant in the forest. And after some poor rolling, was captured. And then someone that appeared dark-haired female, possible elven lineage with dark wings and a very cliche dark queen showed up and gated in her minions, and they fought as well, rock goblins, but they were quickly dispatched, and she attempted to trap some of them, but they managed to escape, so she left swearing revenge. And then after that fight, and the giant was mortally wounded and eventually collapsed and died.
1 second, Philip.
They,
You go.
I'm sorry, Clark, what?
I'll be back.
Okay. Tamark and Shadrach proceeded to get into a heated argument about what to do over the artifact known as the Constellos Egg. And then the verbal sparring
That wasn't the only source of the argument.
got a little personal, and but at the end of it, they decided that they didn't want to go advance to fisticuffs or any kind of physical confrontation, and Shadrach, at Bart's invitation, went off to cool down and cool off in the woods, and that's where we stopped. So before we get going, does anyone need any rules, clarifications, or explanation on anything? Because if not, then I guess we'll wait for Clark to come back. Pikel.
I'm good to go. Thank you for making the new sheet.
You're welcome.
I'm glad that you put the time into it for that. I appreciate that. What does your shirt say?
Can you read that? Is it too small?
Let's see here. Oh, it does say World of Skell. Oh my God, Roll Dinkus! Yay!
Yeah, I saw the place online. This was only like $15 to have it customized. So
That's pretty cheap for a custom. That looks nice too.
yeah, it is. It's very comfortable. So I figured
I'm
I'd...
not worried about that. The message that it sends is the important thing.
And of course, explode or fumble. So
You need the monkey on there. So.
yeah, somewhere.
I've told people about that, and they're like, "What?"
Yeah, there is no context where simultaneous monkey can just be understood by someone who can't watch it in real time. I don't think.
I mean, you know how many people I've tried to explain Jan Jones to?
I would
I'm
guess.
like, "Hey, give me that Jan Jones," and they're like, "What are you talking about?" Oh, by the way.
There was this guy I used to know that was all bucked up, and he used to say things like Jam Jones and Biff McBiff. And
No, I don't explain it that way. I explain it that we had our own language, like the Drookies in Clockwork Orange. We have our own slang that only we understand.
that's actually a fairly common thing throughout the world.
Because I mean, if we say Jam Jones or Gump Sack, we know immediately what it. We know the context. And scratching Wilma and stuff like that.
Scratching.
Oh, bitching Wilma, sorry.
There you
Scratching
go.
Greta.
I still use
Sorry.
bitching Wilma at work. There's
Don't you call it Jason?
somebody that works down there that I'll be like, "Where's bitching Wilma?" and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, she's up front."
Scratching around here
here's the
somewhere.
Jam Jones. What's the Jam Jones? Oh, it's that thing over there. I got in trouble for that when I did networking in college, and it was like all the computer terms. I had my own terms for things. So thanks, Cobb. Thanks a bunch. No, that wasn't you. But it certainly contributed. Jib jab. I mean, what's a jib jab? You. You're a jib jab.
I'll see a customer that's kind of skeezy looking, and I'll be like, "Look at this fucking jib jab."
Jib jab. Yeah, it's not. Jib jab is not necessarily a complimentary term.
Not when I say it.
And Biff McBiff.
All right, so
And Biff McBiff. I remember singing that during a tornado.
that's yeah. Were you?
Don't you remember the conga line during the tornado?
I do. That was a long time
Well,
ago.
we might as well go out in style.
Where was that at?
What'd you say, Clark?
That was in the trailer.
Yeah, well,
That's before you were born.
just didn't give me two to update my non-weapons versus my weapons.
Well, can you say that again? You were cutting out.
Did I trade that weapon for a non-weapon?
Hold on, let me find out.
And I would also request that just double check for Shad to see if he gets any kind of weapon or non-weapon proficiency, because I think one is about to do, but I could be wrong. I know I got one not too long ago. I don't know if he included it on the sheet. In fact, let me check. You still have not given me astronomy, sir.
Well, because you still have a non-weapon proficiency slot you're saving, you gotta get to like
Oh, that's right.
12th
that's
level
right.
because it costs 2 for
Yeah, cost 2.
astrology.
Yeah, I remember now. Right on. Thank you. So I'm actively training for astronomy. How else am I going to build shad hinge? On top of Tamar's bones!
Right. Top of my bone.
I mean, what better ghost to haunt my shad hinge than a ghost of a ranger? You could always be reincarnated as like a skunk or something. I could probably arrange that.
But when Pico levels up, he would glow like he was just forged. Like a piece of iron, then cool back down again.
Oh, I thought you said blow. Sorry.
You keep your beer off my head.
I bet you can cast Iron Skin. That's a tough-ass spell. Pikel and Shad need to go take a couple days and sit down and swap notes. I'm pretty sure you know some earth spells that are dwarven that I don't know, and I'd like to learn them. And I could show you some things. Also, I'd like to learn to speak dwarven. So. I was going to try to get Bart to teach me Elven. Well.
Why not, Chad?
I know Elven.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, I think most of my languages are animals or, let's see here. I can speak badger, bat. Oh, I speak gnome, squirrel, and wolf, and crow. Probably can't teach you those. Gnome is different. Let's see, that means I do get another language, Scott.
Damn it, it's next level when I get a weapon and a non-weapon. I thought it was this level.
I get a language per level of a woodland creature. Are Fae a woodland creature? Or is that too generic?
That's too generic.
Fairy, like you fairy brownie.
Well, based on what I've recently encountered, I would like to learn Grig. Is that acceptable?
I mean, you're kind of narrowing yourself, but yeah.
It's a woodland creature, isn't it?
Yeah, but how often are you going to encounter a Grig?
Well, you never know. In your world, you never know. I could probably summon one. So let me just say that. I could probably summon one if I wanted to.
So the deal is anytime we meet something in another plane on Cobb's campaign world, the odds are high that we're going to meet them again.
Well, I'm just saying, that's my figuring. It's like once you meet something in Skell, there's a chance you'll probably meet it again or have, like I said, I can summon woodland creatures, so there's probably a chance I can summon Grig. So, you never know. But I choose Grig. Greg the Grig.
What is
I
that?
also think I'm getting close to where I'm going to have to go wrestle with some druids for advancement.
Hey, don't worry yourself too much about it, Kyle. We can worry about that later. Let's go and get the game rolling.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, if you just want to, I don't think I'm going to be speaking Grig in this game. Not today, but you'll make it happen, I'm sure.
Okay. So, for the time being, Tamark and Pykel are alone in the area with the corpse of the giant and bits of rocks and stone that used to make up these rock goblins, and the pile of stones with you would assume to be the egg underneath all of that. So unless you guys wish to interact with each other, then we'll just skip ahead.
Say after about 10 or 15 minutes, I'll return.
Well, let me see if Pykel and Tamark have anything to discuss, or if they just want to sit quietly.
Let's dig this egg up and get it out of here.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to pick this egg up and get it out of here.
Oh, me and Shadrach will take care of that.
I thought he was wanting to leave it here. Isn't that kind of how part of this argument started?
No, I forgot the last argument, actually. Well, I mean,
He thinks I'm not there.
here's enough shit. And why did the queen want to get it now when she had it in the first place?
I don't think that was the queen. I think that was something else. Maybe a sister.
Maybe one of the other damn witches.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure how that all works, but
We don't know nothing about the northern cult. Northern coven.
I mean, there's so much I don't know. I'm not privy to as far as you guys have encountered. I'm often at a loss.
So we're just as lost as you are. Anytime you want to jump in, Shadrach, by the way.
All right, Jason, I think they've run their course. Shadrach wants to come back, and since old Brad isn't here, then Bart isn't either.
Shadrach reappears. He's made himself a little laurel of wildflowers in his hair, and he looks kind of pale and drawn, like he's kind of shaken up a little bit. And he walks back up and he says, "I'm sorry for that outburst. I apologize."
So, as he walks up, I'm going to get down on one knee, and I will look up at him, and I will hold my hand out towards him, and I will go,
Up to church.
"Look, I am sorry if I have offended you. I did not realize, because I'm alone so much, how people's feelings work oftentimes. So I offer my hand in friendship, and I will try harder to make sure that when I say something, it is not to be offensive."
Chad will take your hand, pull you to your feet, and hug you, if you let him.
I will hug him back.
There. Now it's settled.
And what you don't see are all the creatures of the forest going, huzzah!
So as I'm hugging him, I like pat his back a couple times and stuff.
Oh, well,
like
yeah,
my brother.
Chad tip with that. He'll give you a nice good squeeze. It's better that we cooperate than argue over petty nonsense.
Like I said, I've spent so much time alone. I'm not the best traveling companion when it comes to things. I can understand that.
And I too have, sometimes I'm fragile, I admit that. And I can't always get control of it before it takes over, much like a windstorm in the fall or a sudden rain in the spring. It just happens. And you have to, in my regard, just take it as that. It'll pass. I have no animosity towards you. My anger was superficial and petty, and I regret it. I've been through much worse than being called the wrong name.
I am trying harder to call you by a correct name.
I understand.
Oh,
I understand why.
So is Shad okay, or do you want me to call you Shadrach?
Shad is fine. I realize now that you call me other names in jest, and I regret that I don't have a developed sense of humor.
Who's running the mop and bucket? Who's doing all the background noise?
It's a vacuum.
Oh, it sounds like somebody's got a tin bucket and they're lugging it around the storage room or some shit.
Yeah, I mean,
man.
it's like somebody was closing a lid or something constantly.
Oh dear.
I mean, I'm by myself, so there shouldn't be any noise.
Yeah, any noise you hear here is somebody outside banging on something. Not me.
Unless if it's the ghost of the machines making noise to fuck with us.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a noise in here, I'll let you know, because I've warned you about the police sirens and stuff before. So.
Also, if you take off running, we know what happens.
No, I'm just going to barricade the door is what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
I don't want somebody coming in here.
So have we just...
No, we haven't decided on anything. Chad just says, I don't think we should take the egg to civilization. I think that's a bad idea. I think that will endanger a lot of people unnecessarily.
I don't disagree it's going to endanger people. And we'll leave it at that.
And I don't also think it doesn't belong in a civilized place.
I don't think it belongs there permanently. I agree with that totally. I think that leaving it in civilization would be very bad.
Well, I mean, if we take it to Tila, as you have suggested, I think we need to do so in secrecy and not let anybody know.
Oh, I agree that would be the course of action if we were to take it. So
I thought you suggested that we take it and show it to the man.
No, I thought we should take it and ask the man for help, not let him know we have it. That would be my bad then. I can see how you could get that out of what I said.
Well, then I misconstrued what you said. But nonetheless, I don't want anything to do with the man.
Michael, except here's a question. They can't leave this plane of world. When you travel through the trees, it doesn't leave the plane of the world. Can you take this egg to the druids?
I don't think that's what they want. Or they would have done it themselves already. They're more capable than I am.
Or isn't that place a secret place? If you take the egg there, wouldn't they be able to track it? Possibly.
Yeah. Well,
And then
that's the reason they don't want it, because it'll draw everything to them.
so
Remember, the Order believes in neutrality. They believe in the balance, and that would tip the balance in a bad way. At least that's my assumption. In my encounter with them, they didn't ask me to bring it to them, just to protect it.
Go ahead, Dan.
So, I'm starting to wonder, this thing came from another plane, is what you believe, right?
Well,
So,
I'd say that's questionable, but most likely it's had the touch of other worlds, yes.
as I thought the story went, there was this God that created it and took it from one plane to here to hide it. And then isn't the man like a piece of an avatar or something, like you said, that of that God?
That I do not know.
I thought I heard you say something like that.
Oh no, the man, as far as I know, is a mortal being. He has contact with the Drow elves. That's my extent of my knowledge of the man. There are other beings. I think you're talking about the giants. Those are the ones who have contact with other things.
So I'm not a person of wizardly knowledge or a large magical study. I mean, I know how to tell spells when they're cast to a degree. But my question now is this thing was created by a god. Is there side effects from being around this thing?
I don't believe so. I don't think it's that kind of a... I understand what you're saying. I don't think it's meant... I don't know, because this is a commonly traveled area. And you don't look at the forest around you. Does it seem to be affected? No.
But if somebody was trying to wield this, though...
Well, even so, does wielding a sword... Does the sword affect people until it's wielded? It's not... I understand what you're saying. There might be a residual effect to it. I don't believe that there is.
I'm worried that if someone uses this thing, what's it going to do to them?
Make them drunk with power.
But there could be other effects, though, too.
I'm pretty sure the egg has a very specific purpose.
I mean, some of the stories that you hear when people use godly created items is it consumes them, it winds up taking over them.
I understand, yes. I think what you're speaking of is corruption. And yes, I believe that if this fell into the wrong hands, they would be even further corrupted than they already were. But in the right hands, as regarding the balance, I think that this is why it's sitting here out in the middle of nowhere with nobody messing with it, because...
Right, it's not meant for humans. It's not meant...
Well, right. I understand what you're saying. It's just, if you do mess with it, there's not like something coming off of it that will affect you, but you will be drawn to use it for the wrong reason. The power within this item, within the egg, will corrupt a person, because any great magical item that of great power has the potential to corrupt anybody, even the most moral and pure person.
So I have another question. We're wanting to put this someplace where it'd be really hard to get. Could we drop this in an ocean?
No, the swimming giants get it.
Yeah, I think
But
Really,
well,
I...
where would they
I'm
know
not
to
sure
Hold
go?
on,
what we
hold
have
on.
to do.
Go ahead, Jason.
Hiding it, I don't think it can be hidden. And I mean, even if somebody else dropped it to the bottom of the ocean, we could probably find it. Somebody can find it. So there are beings like ourselves with the same capacity, the magical capacity, the way to feel the world. So I don't think it's a matter of hiding it. I think it is a matter of, in my personal opinion, defeating those who seek to use it for the wrong reason.
Michael's sitting there rubbing his beard thinking, has an idea. Gotta find it.
I mean, I am willing to sit on top of this pile of rocks and guard this to my death. I don't think that's necessarily the answer, but right now I don't really know what else we can do.
Go ahead, Dan.
Well, this thing has remained hidden for a long time. I don't know exactly how long, but it seems like it's been a very long time. So it must be able to be hidden only unless you know something very certain. So how did they find it then this time after so long of everybody looking for it?
I think we led it to him. We led him to it.
Yes, I agree. And it's not, I don't think that they knew of it until recently, because as the old saying goes, a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. I think only recently has its existence come to their knowledge. There are many things hidden in the earth that we don't know about.
Do you know of a grove or magical place of your druid family where magic can't penetrate into it to see?
Speaking personally, I think it's my place in the world to create that place. But I know of something. I think I know what you're talking about, and that place is very near the old fort, the old Acaraman fort that we destroyed. There was a place in the cliff nearby there. And I think
maybe
that might be, but I don't think we can hide it. I don't think it's that simple.
No. I don't think it's more so much as hiding it, but if we could put it there where they couldn't use magic to divine it, they might not be able to know exactly where it is or search for it. And it might be just a place that we could leave it for a while until we find a better spot. So we're not trying to carry this gigantic thing around. And it wouldn't be here where they know it is. It would be at least somewhere else where it would be harder for them to search for.
That makes sense.
I don't have the ability to hide it from magic, personally.
But I know, but you were saying there's that spot there that prevents magic from seeing into it.
Well, maybe.
Maybe? Well, it's got to be better than this spot.
I do agree that this out in the middle of the woods is not the best place for it. Now, especially, they know where it is. This Dark Queen has seen it.
So is there a way for us?
Transporting it. This is very heavy.
What level am I? Let's see.
Go ahead, Dan.
No. I just have my arm up because it's hurting.
Okay.
Is that better?
The egg, do you see the top of the egg? Is it visible? Is it full size again? Does spell wear off?
I'd have to check to see how long that spell lasts. Let me see.
I bet you it's permanent.
Is it buried underground?
Well, it's under those. It's in the pile of rocks. The pile of rocks I created. Or it should be.
Well, no. Remember, we went back, so that spell doesn't exist anymore.
But he cast that spell successfully before.
No. That's not what I meant. When we came back from the fairyland, we wanted to come back to the exact point where we left. So that spell hadn't been cast yet.
All right, I don't know if it did or not, so...
I thought. But
That's a top thing. I don't know. I'm just speaking out of game. I thought it was still small.
So I was thinking maybe it's full size again.
It's still small.
Oh, it is?
If it was big, we'd see it. It'd be obvious that it was there.
All right. So Michael is going to get on the ground, start touching the stones, and start casting a spell. Oh my! Foolish, godlike, and just going chanting in Druid, and the stones will start melding and morphing to each other and create a big box about 16 square feet. And I guess it'd be 16. 3 times 8 is what?
24.
24 cubic feet, cubic feet in size, and make a thick box around the egg.
And it's stone?
And it's made of stone. Okay, shaped stoners.
Yep, that's a good one. Well, now that we've done that, now what?
You can see the box form kind of like a TARDIS.
So it's taller than it is wide?
Yeah, it's a big solid stone cubic box.
How thick is it?
I would assume pretty thick. That's a lot of cubic feet of area.
So basically, you can put this stone into like a middle of almost a solid stone box, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Aha, okay, yeah, I was hoping it wasn't hollow and easily broken through. Because, I mean, I could put my hand through a stone wall with not too much trouble.
Then, if Cobb's happy with this,
What's the name of the spell you just cast?
it's
Isn't it stone shaped?
Sorry, Clark, you cut out.
stone shape. Well, I guess I'd have to use it. I'd take a piece of clay, my piece of clay, and form it into that box as I cast that spell. Sorry. Yeah, material component.
Stone shape?
And you would slap the stone down on the floor or the ground in the big pile of rubble.
I don't know why I can't find the spell. Ah. Okay.
4th level?
Yeah.
I got that one too. Or it's on my list, I should say.
And does anybody know what Sejogan or Segojan's armor is?
I don't have any idea.
It's a 1st level spell.
Ah, but it depends on what list we have. You said 1st level?
Yeah. I would think you would probably have it, maybe.
I see it on my list. Let me look.
Okay, so Pikel, according to this, your area of effect is a 3-foot cube plus 1 cubic foot per level. So
Oh, I had my brain mixed up here.
if you are level 8, then that would be an 11 cubic foot area that you can shape.
Yeah, it's a lot. Still, that's a lot of cubic feet.
Yeah, it's still a good sized box.
So, tell me again, what is it that you made?
It would be a large square box that look almost like puzzle pieces, or like dovetail jointed box together around the egg.
Okay, and
Form a little locking. Using my engineer brain.
is there a door?
No, it's more like the Hellraiser box kind of thing.
Like a puzzle box.
Like a puzzle box.
Segojan's armor is a gnome spell.
Is there supposed to be anything about the box that moves, or is it all like solid one piece? You're just describing an aesthetic about it.
I guess it's just the aesthetic of it.
Okay.
It's just the way it locks together
So-
since I was using.
As you create this, you've shaped this little bit of clay in your hands to form a cube, and then you reach out with the cube and you cast the spell and you smash it onto the stone pile that Shadrach had brought down upon this thing at an earlier time, and all the stone kind of starts to melt and come together until the cairn, the pile of rocks, is replaced with this 11-foot cube, and it's just sitting there on the ground, kind of, it's not level, it's kind of like it's leaning, because that's the way the ground was set up. But there you have it. You've made this thing, and it's, as far as you're concerned, the egg, whether it be full size or reduced, is inside of this.
Alright, and given that, he will touch it and he'll cast another spell. That Morgan put into his head and just blessed upon him.
And what spell is that?
It's a good word of binding. Nice. Let me see if it has any weird things I may or may not have. Nope, verbal at the mag. Alright, so Michael starts scratching in dwarven ruins on the thing and chanting in dwarven and drawing almost looks like a different symbols looking like almost a lock and key. Saying Warden.
Okay, so I can understand what you're trying to do, Clark, but Um,
Kind of tighten the bond of the stones because
the cube that you created needs to have a door or a flap or a shutter or some way that anyone could open it for
Well,
this
they
word
could-
of binding to then have something to attach to. And so I'm not sure if you knew that.
Well, no, I was thinking because there were multiple stones. There are multiple stones locking together to create this box, right? One giant stone I turned into a box. It was multiple stones that locked together to create this thing. So the idea was to make it almost an impenetrable bond of stone.
Sure, I understand that, but the wording of the stone shape spell specifically states if you're creating something that is going to have anything moving in it, there's a chance it won't work. So you can't have something without a mechanical piece and then try to attach a spell that specifically requires a mechanical piece.
Oh, no, I was thinking because there were multiple stones, they would have joints. So I just wanted to...
So it does have mechanical pieces then, is what you're saying.
I guess.
I mean, it's...
Yeah, mechanical.
Is it a puzzle box or not, Clark?
I will just call it box and leave it as. Alright, I'll just cover my bases.
I'm willing to say that it was a cool idea. The problem is the spells contradict each other, and if we want to just say, well, fuck it, it's cool, I can do that, but it kind of takes away from what's the point of anything if we're just going to say, fuck it, let's do what's cool. So, in instances like this, I'm going to say that there is a chance that it'll work if you can roll high enough on a d20. So you are going to make a religion check, and I have a target number in mind, and if you can get equal to or higher than this target number that I have in mind, then you can break the rules.
Alright, well, 16 plus a number I have to cheat that's nothing.
I'm going to guess that your religion is 18.
Yes, I changed it. I shouldn't.
Okay, so my target number was 35 and you got a 34.
Boom!
So I need you to roll percentile.
$42.
Okay.
Aha! I may be casting a spell, so hang on.
Okay. So, as you're casting this second spell, the Word of Binding, you realize that when you cast the stone shape, you created a cube. A cube without any kind of moving parts.
Yes.
And so you make a plea to the dwarven gods. Morden, you plead, you call out and have your your spirit ask for guidance on how you could have this second spell magically alter the first spell, and you think about your crafting experiences, making things, and you start to cast the word of binding upon the stone, upon the cube, and a tiny little keyhole appears in the cube. And when you go to say the final word, which would allow you to open and close to create the specific password that only you know that will allow you to open this, you are stung on the eye by a giant yellow wasp, and it disrupts your spell, and the keyhole goes away, and you have a swollen eye.
Damn it.
What the fuck was that?
That was
Was that a fucking rival god fucking saying, "Oh fucking hell no shit"?
that was the dungeon master, instead of going, yeah, it didn't work, trying to make it seem like there was an actual reason. So
Let's get to be.
anyway, yeah, you needed a 35 and you got a 34, so there you go.
The fuck? What god did you piss off? Or what god?
It's probably the fairies. He rubbed his eyes.
Man,
I
that
think we're
looks...
facing a lot of adversity right now.
Although I do appreciate the reaction from all three of you on my TV screen. That pretty much made it totally worth it. Especially Jason. His incredulity is delightful. I can't make this shit up. I'm sorry.
But you just did.
I did. The whole scene was nothing but fucking numbers and bullshit. Okay. Anyway, there you go.
I can create barrier after barrier after barrier of plants around this thing. I can put more rocks on top of it. I don't think it's enough.
Yeah,
I think-
they know where it is.
I know.
We just have to move it somehow.
Right.
So question, how heavy do we think this thing really is?
Hundreds of pounds.
I understand.
That's the biggest thing dipped into.
Is there
I
any
think-
spells you guys have that can make any one of us be able to pick that fucker up and carry it?
I mean, I can increase my strength, but I don't think I can make myself that strong. And Bart told me that teleporting it doesn't work. Even though we saw it taken to the Fey realm, that doesn't mean that we can just
Yeah,
do
that's
whatever
different.
we want with it. Nonetheless, even if he could teleport it, that would be the only thing he could teleport. We couldn't go with it.
Yeah,
It's him and the egg.
that was god magic or whatever.
Okay.
I-
Just for random trivia's sake, a cubic foot on average, a cubic foot of rock weighs 165 pounds. So he just stone shaped 11 cubic feet of rock. And even if it's hollow in the middle, that doesn't matter because he did 11 cubic feet. So we're talking 165 times 11 is almost a ton, 1,800 pounds. So just to give you guys an idea of the mass of this 11 cubic foot thing. Okay, so let's go with Shadrach first.
I am going to cast Stone Shape, and we'll create a box around the box that he created. Because I can cast one slightly bigger than he can.
Okay, hold on. Apparently Tamark has something important he would like to add. Go ahead.
Can any of you guys sink this thing into the ground without it leaving a noticeable mark?
I think I can sink it into the ground. What about you, Michael?
Yeah, we can sink it in the ground.
And I can cover it up with more rocks and plants.
No. Just plants, no more rocks. We want all the rocks and everything to go in the ground, plants to grow over it, so it looks like just that. Nothing's here anymore.
I can cover it with plants, yes.
Okay, I would like whoever's taking part in this, go ahead and just run the scene. Tell me from beginning to end how you do it, and if I feel like I need to interrupt or have you make a roll to do something, I will. But other than that, at this particular time, there doesn't seem to be anything out here other than some random wasp to ruin your plan. So just tell me what spells you're casting so I can double check it. But I'm inclined to have this succeed, but just don't do anything fucking stupid. And I go ahead and put delayed blast fireball on top of it or some bullshit like that. So
I would aim after you cast your extra stone, you can put more stone on it.
No.
No. I'm going to cast, when we get it sunk into the earth, which I think that we can do, I'm going to cast plant growth all over the damn place.
We can both cast off the earth. Can we?
Now you've got the right idea.
They're going to think we carried it off and used spells to cover our tracks, so they probably won't look for it right here no more.
No,
we need Bart. Damn it, we need Bart.
Bart apparently is off doing this thing that he texted me after the last game that I can't reveal.
If necessary, I will help Michael to soften earth and stone and sink this thing. The other spell I was thinking of was called Earth Maw, which will actually open a big mouth that will swallow it into the earth.
Well, that's fine if I work better to soften the earth.
And there's another spell I'm looking at called Earth Anchor. Let me look this one up. Earth Anchor. Let's see. At that level. All right, hang on. All right, you look up Soften Earth and see what that's going to help us with. And I'm going to look up Earth Anchor and then Earth Maw. Because Earth Maw is more of a thing where a mouth opens up and swallows something. So
that would probably be better.
It might only be a person. I don't know. That's what I'm going to see if it has to be. I think it's just an area. But okay, go ahead and look. Do your thing, Michael, with the Soften Earth. And see see if it will actually help us. And let me look up Earth Maw and Earth Anchor. Earth Anchor. Earth Anchor. Oh, that's Earth Angel, sorry.
Somebody change the station.
All right. God bless this. These books are weird. Okay, here we go. Earth Anchor. Oh, I might have trouble doing that one. We'll see. magically binds living corporeal creatures to the ground upon... No, that's not what we need. Earth's Maw causes a patch of ground 10 feet in diameter to open and form a gigantic mouth with stalactite teeth. The mouth springs forth on a short serpentine neck, much like a water weird, and attacks once in a direction the caster dictates. Then it retracts into the earth and closes solidly. The sight of an Earth Maw spell appears as if the ground has been tilled recently, and we can work with that.
Yeah, you can have it swallow that freaking rock.
Well, it's got a big goddamn box around it now.
Can we get rid of the box?
Be a problem.
Conveniently, it's a 10-foot diameter Earth Maw trying to swallow an 11 cubic foot cube. So it's like some little kid trying to jam in a square peg in a round hole.
So that's a puzzle box, right?
It just looks like one.
Well, it has seams, so can't we hit it, knock it apart?
We can soften it and smash it down.
No, we just sink in the ground. We're just sinking the ground.
I mean, it says an object present on the site of the maw counts as a creature of the object size in attacks. So if we make it a little bit smaller, we can swallow it into the ground. Just saying.
Can anybody shrink that?
Yeah, Bart. Can you undo your spell, Pikel?
Yeah, that would be silly. We want to make it heavy and hard to find. We'll sink this thing to the ground.
Alright, well, you can cast Soften Earth. I can cast Soften Earth. Maybe we can make it so mushy and... Oh, God, we're a bunch of idiots walking around in circles. Good idea with the box. I'm sorry we didn't think further on this. Because I could have earth and mod this thing, and that would have been a lot of good stuff. Damn it. No, I'm not mad at you, Pikel, don't worry. That was a good idea, though. Like, I could still cast another thing around it and make it slightly bigger. This thing would have two gigantic things of rock surrounding it.
The heavier it is, the harder even a giant would have trouble carrying it.
Yeah, but...
Well, the giant's just going to smash through it.
Can you... All right, the DM's gonna help a little bit because I want you to succeed, but obviously it's not. So can you stone shape less than 11 cubic feet?
I could probably make it smaller.
And then
if I can't stone shape, that's the maximum. He cast it to his maximum.
And then the
if I
Earth Maw could swallow a smaller thing.
Yeah, 10 feet by 10 feet it could swallow. Okay, Pikel, I'm putting this on you. Make it smaller, and I'll swallow it.
And that was sounded a lot more dirtier than he meant it.
Aha! A grower, not a shower.
Is that what she said?
Boom. So if you go ahead and do that stone shape again, Pikel.
Let me see something, though.
The question is, can he?
If he can't, I can. Because it's uncommon for druids. So it should be easy for me to do it. But since he did it, I'm going to make him undo it. But if not, I can do both. Just let me know what we got to do here.
1 second. Let me look at my tally marks.
It's a 4th level spell.
I know, but you cast last episode. No, I just cast my last 3rd level slot.
Okay. I will cast Stone Shape. Father of the Earth.
4th level.
Grant me the strength. Grant me your will. to shape this form of stone. And I put my hands upon it and start to like push it down into a smaller shape. So I'm casting stone shape at 4th level. As it says, it's a uncommon spell for a druid, so I'm pretty sure I can cast it. Unless you say otherwise.
I have it saying common for clerics and druids.
Okay, well, right on. You the man. So I will shrink it down to a smaller size. In fact, I'll try to make it as small as I can around it.
Hold on now.
So,
This caster can form an existing piece of stone into any shape that suits his purposes.
and the egg is still tiny?
But it's going to get bigger, so you have to allow room for that. So you...
Is it? I think it isn't shrink permanent?
No.
Damn it. All right. Well, I remember how big it was, and it wasn't 10 feet by 10 feet.
No, it was more like 8 foot tall and like 5 foot wide in an egg type shape.
So make it 9 by 6.
So I will basically just shape this rock to form a shell around the egg.
Don't make it egg-like.
Well, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. But I'll make it look more just like a boulder, just like a rock, just like a chunk of rock.
All right. And then what?
And then, let me find what level Earth Maw is. That's probably the same level. Earth Maw is also 4th level. Then I will cast Earth Maw. It's up to you whether I can cast Earth Maw. I have not cast it before.
Well, let's take a look.
Here. Uncommon for druids. That's what I was thinking of. This one's uncommon for druids. So, that's up to you. Father of the earth.
The
Mother
material.
Skell.
Hold on here. Verbal somatic material. What's the material component? Is a tooth from any predatory creature.
And I'm pretty sure I've got one.
Oh, pretty sure.
I got claws and stuff. But if you want me to roll, I shall roll.
Well, normally I would say you should have it on your inventory, but
I also had my little skulls, remember?
can you remember what those were from?
Those were I got those when we defeated the guy with the horn. I got those when I cast... Oh! I think I got a message from Brad. But anyway, I got those when I cast Speak to Dead. When the first abbot got killed, I gained those.
All right.
And I thought those were kind of like basically a thing that could replace other material components. But like I said, just tell me what happened. Tell me what I need to do.
All right.
Brad is coming, he said.
All right. Cast your spell.
Father of the earth, Mother Skell, swallow this holy item. Hold it within your womb. Bury it. Hide it away from those who seek it. And let it be hidden. And a mouth forms out of the earth with teeth. And it rises up almost kind of like the sandworms on Dune, and it just closes over the egg and pulls it back down, and there's just some disturbed earth there. And Shad will fall across it. Mother Skell! Protect this thing! And then all covered with sweat and dirt, I will rise.
Okay. So, Brad's not feeling well. I said Dan was falling asleep anyway, so we'll go ahead and polish this off here. So exactly as you described, exactly as the spell describes.
Yeah, Brad said he's coming. He'll be on, he said.
The earth maw opens, and I need the druid who cast the spell to roll anything but a 1.
On a D20?
Yes.
Oh, thanks. You got to put that on there, don't you?
Use the pink one.
I want a picture if you roll a 1.
No, I rolled an 8.
Oh, okay. So the ground tears and roots snap as this mouth with jagged teeth on this little bitty sinuous plenum, if you will, springs forth, and it's like a Venus flytrap with a touch of druid magic, closes quickly with like a not a snap, but just
Yeah, not a violent, like it would be in
the
combat.
wind that is pushed away from the giant rock and green membrane, and then you hear as it starts to drag it underneath, not in a violent fashion, but almost as if suckling upon the magic that is coming from the teat of the magic of Biore, the Earth Mother. And with that, it disappears under the ground. And the ground looks as if it has been prepared for planting. And all is quiet. And a strange little yellow wasp flies over and lands right on the ground and just sits there and looks at you.
All right. Michael gets an idea and says, I know what you can do. And he goes, looks for a tree sapling.
Well, you're in a forest, so...
So he gets a sapling, he works down the ground, out of the dirt in the ground, he puts it in the tilled area. Do your thing there, green boy.
Chad kind of even snickers when he says that, and Chad will cast plant growth specifically upon the sapling.
What happens?
I will read to make sure what it does, because I can create a big, huge barrier, and I think I can specifically cast on a singular plant. So, let me check. No, that's the wrong one.
Well, just go ahead. That's fine. This is going to be something that we're going to have to remember. So try to make it a little more flavorful if you can.
Chad watching him plant the tree very carefully, walks around it, touches the earth, makes sure the roots are properly in the ground, and then he goes to his knees. Let me make sure I can do this correctly.
Dan, we're almost done, so if you can just hang on for another 5 minutes.
I'm sorry.
No, I understand. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're just playing what we can. It's not, this ain't fucking a job.
Chad embraces the tree, the sapling, and calls upon, and in fact he will do one of his famous things. He puts his hand into his mouth and bites until blood flows out of one of his fingers, and the blood is dripping on the roots. Mother Skell, let this tree be strong and great and rooted deeply to protect this vital egg of Constellos and as my arms wrap around the sapling, it begins to grow, and it casts me away because it becomes bigger.
Very good. So as the tree starts to grow, you feel the pull of mana all around you. The rustling of leaves and the sound of growth as it explodes. And then as the tree grows, you notice that the branches and the trunk take on an odd shape, and it looks like it's swirling. And then just for a second, you see what appears to be a face in the branches. And right as it finishes growing to a 30-foot tall, strong, and bursting through the canopy of the existing forest, just for a brief moment, you see the image of Kolam as if taken from the book that was researched at the monastery, standing in front of the egg before a breeze comes and moves it all back to where it looks like a regular tree. And that is where we will stop for tonight so people can go to sleep.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I really was looking forward to this
And Brad isn't feeling well, and that's fine. It's, you do what you can. So, but anyway, that was cool. So there you go. And now you'll get a chance, if you have new spells, you can do a little bit of checking on those. Maybe there's something in there you'll like.
Can we head off out of here? Let's camp up out of here and go take a nap somewhere.
I think we spent the day and night here. Since we both blew some spells, I'm kind of blown out for some powerful shit here. So I'd like to at least make sure this all takes and nobody shows up suddenly.
So I'm going to find a spot a little ways off, using my survival forest, so that we're not camping right on the spot. Hopefully a little bit hidden and stuff.
All right, sounds
I
good.
inside the tree for the night.
All right.
And in fact, I may do that.
All right, well, hold that thought. We'll come back with that in a week, unless something weird happens. But hopefully,
I was just kind of, get the whole starting you from a fresh nap.
well, let's come back to that because we'll remember. All right. Thank you, Dan. Get some sleep.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, be good, and we'll catch you next time.
All right, take it easy.
Good night, Internet. Thank you for watching.